huge sunglasses and a cap. It's just been so long since I posted, so I'm gonna start with a life update. I got back from Vegas. I had mentioned that I was traveling. I got back from Vegas. It was a 3-day trip, and I'm actually gonna do it like separately and talk about like the work side and then talk about the fun side separately and do two separate whisper rambles. So my first we flew to Vegas on I think it was a Tuesday. We flew out, and fortunately my company reimbursed they reimbursed the meals that we had, so I was able to get dinner. We connected via Atlanta because we flew Delta. We didn't have direct flights, so it was kind of like it was a lot. It was something. And then we went to Vegas, and we were actually staying at the Caesar Resort, which was very, very nice. I was on the 15th floor, so I had a good view of the courtyard of the pool. It was a good experience. It was definitely still like a little bit demanding because we had a full days of work, 8 a.m. to like 5 p.m. And also I was on a different time zone, so I'm usually on Eastern time, and now I was on like just I don't even know what it's called, Western time, Pacific, I don't know, yeah. Basically 3 hours behind, which meant that I felt like waking up earlier. And sleep turning in sooner, which worked out really well for me. Some people managed to stay up all night and have a good time. I wasn't there. Now, they gave us food. They gave us breakfast, lunch, and dinner. At dinner, they gave us like a drink of choice. Like a beer or wine or something, just a basic simple wine bar. The food was so good. The breakfast was a full-on breakfast: fruit, oatmeal, pastries, eggs and sausage, and that kind of thing. And then the lunch was also pretty good. Typically they were doing like a fish option and a meat option, and then very veggie heavy. So they had a couple of salad options almost always. They had a quinoa salad, I think, always available. They had this tomato salad always available. They had like a pretty good salad option, and then they also had a veggie option, and then they would always have 1 or 2 carbs, typically bread and maybe a rice. Or the first day they had polenta, which was so good, you guys. So we eat polenta cakes. We eat something that's like polenta cakes, except we don't make ours savory. So it really inspired me to play around with that idea a little bit. But yeah, I had polenta, they had salmon, they had sea bass, they had different kinds of tilapia, they had different kinds of fish. They cooked them well. You guys, the food was so much better than I expected for serving more than 200 to 300 people at a time. They cooked really well. There was always something to drink, and they had like a coffee slash snack break bar during our breaks in the middle. We're gonna go into office gossip now. At this point, we're gonna go into office gossip. Gotta come closer, right? So these guys, like, I'm gonna start with like my manager. My manager was just like very tired by the time we got there. He'd already been there since the beginning of the week, and he had troubles flying out. He had to reschedule his flight, so he was already tired. guys would hang out, have drinks in my room. Like, everybody's welcome, come through. I already knew I wasn't gonna do that. I'm not the kind of person who's having drinks with my boss no matter what, like that. I don't like to get over familiar with people. So that was number one. Then number two was number two, the other manager at a certain point, we're going to do this group activity. Then he goes, everybody get a drink, get your last drink before we head out. And then I was like, oh my god, boss, are you like offering people drinks? And he's like, nah, get a drink if you want one, but if you don't want one, you don't have to have a drink. And I was laughing. So that was, my manager was just like down, they'd be down. And then my other manager, like the director of the team, was in such a good mood. Oh my god, he's such an extrovert. He loves people, he loves being around people. He was happy, he was smiling, he was greeting people, he was warm, he was welcoming, which is so different from his like work persona, like in office work persona. Like in the office, you guys, this man is like too much, intense, walks with the pace and all these other things. Which, by the way, guys, I should totally be looking for a job, but whatever. He walks with like serious pace and all this stuff. So he was so warm and so friendly and so cool, high-fiving people, saying hi to people every morning, like talking to us first before we spoke to him, smiling, just being happy. He was just such a cool guy. During that whole experience, chit-chatting with everybody, helping out like other teams that needed help. Like there was this time when the marketing team was supposed to tell people, not the marketing team, the coordinating team, we had these cards with people's name on that would tell people where their breakout sessions were, and they were supposed to distribute them, and they didn't get to it in time. So they were basically just trying to, they had these bunch of cards and they were just trying to separate them based on the office location, so that then they could just walk up to those places and distribute those cards easier. So then he jumps in, they come to me, he jumps in, and then I end up also helping out and jumping in as well, because, you know, why not? So then okay, so then like he's just helping them out and he's pretty friendly with everybody, and everybody kind of knows him, like honestly doing such a good job, and he's got a good professional exterior. Half the team went to the launch early, so to speak. They went to the launch earlier than us, so they left, I don't know, I'm calling it a launch, training, earlier than us, so they left. Then the other half of the team, that us came in after. So the first half of the team was obviously kind of like in their happy hour energy mood. Apparently the other guys were telling a story about how they had been drinking, and it was like now like 4 or 5 a.m. They had 2 friends, they had been drinking and gambling. It was 4 or 5 a.m. They were walking around the resort. Caesar Resort is beautiful, you know, with the blue skies and everything, and it always feels like late, like early evening. So they are in there, they're taking this walk and they're having this good time, and they are very, very drunk. They were like, somebody jumped out of a thing and went oh to them and like tried to like kind of scare them or intimidate them. He was like, you guys, we tried to like, you know, intimidate him right back. We're 6 foot 200-pound guys, you know, like they are generally like big guys, so they definitely like could be intimidating in their fully sober state. He was like, by the time that they were like getting ready to like show their aggressive machismo, the other guys were gone, and the other guy who had done that with them was gone. Like they were so drunk, they were tripping over themselves. I'm sure they didn't look intimidating at all, they looked clumsy and funny. So that was that scenario. It was just a kind of very, very funny thing that happened. But the other thing that happened is I have this people were trying to reach her like via her cell phone, ringing her, calling her. She wasn't picking up. So everybody assumed that she was checking out of her room because this was her last day there. It was checkout and all this other stuff, and nope, it wasn't. She was asleep. So the director finally had the genius idea to like ring her up to her room directly. So he called her room and he asked her, "Where are you?" Blah 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 blah. And she was like, "I'm on my way." He's like, "Yeah, come down right now." And then fortunately she sent a message to the manager saying, "I'm on my way." And that's what stopped them from getting fired, because basically the way they would do it is we're in this huge room, right? This huge room, and they would just say, "Managers, please check if your people are there. If they're not there, please pick up their name card on the desk and bring it to us back," which basically would mean that you got fired. So our manager was one of the last people to get up, even though we were sitting right by the team, the coordinators team of everybody who was there. He was one of the last people to get up and go to the thing. And then if he had she was like, "Oh, she said she's coming right down." And then she was like, "Oh, okay, fine, you can sit." And then she walked in, and everybody, like, guys, when I tell you that straightened all of us, the rest of the team, we were straightened all the way out, because we really realized that it's serious. It's not a joke. If you are late, you are gonna get fired. Like, that's it. No conversation. And we were just kind of looking at her like, "Girl, what's wrong with you?" And the reason why we're looking at her like, "Girl, what's wrong with you?" is because you have the wake up call option, which the hotel desk will wake you up. 1, 2. Our manager had been saying, "Don't be late, don't show up drunk, don't show up this," ever since the venue of the conference was announced. He had been emphasizing, like, you have to be on your best behavior. Like, you can do whatever you want after work, but you don't want to bring the company into disrepute. You don't want to be like doing anything that's indecent, and you definitely don't want to be late. Don't be late, don't oversleep, don't drink too much, don't be hungover. Best behavior, no sleeping during sessions, and la la la. He was just very clear that in the past people have gotten fired for those things. So, which makes sense, right? It's a professional setting. They're trying to, I'm sure the reason why we're going to Vegas is because Vegas has hotels that can accommodate all of us at affordable rates. And it's not so that we can have a good time. It's just one of those places that's like, for an international or global event, it's a good spot. So yeah, she came in late, everybody freaked out, and nobody was ever late again. So afterwards, like, we went, that was later on in the day. That's when our boss was offering drinks. She's like, yeah, let's go. And I was like, no, I'm not going. And we met another guy. We had like an event, so we met another guy who was part of our directors team. So he's part of the other teams that are in our directors like cluster, but he was not from our office, from another city. And he was like, "Oh my god, you guys have got an amazing suite, blah 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 blah." And he was showing us his suite. His suite was big, it was a very big suite. And we're like, "Oh wow," because everybody was kind of impressed with their suites in general. Like, I had a his and hers bathroom, I had a lot of space. It was a good deal, but his was better than all of us, And we were just kind of like, "Oh, that's nice." I was like, "That's totally where the party should be, blah 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 blah." I was just saying it. I wasn't being for real. Like, I wasn't. And then he's like, "Yeah, sure, totally. Like, I could go buy some liquor and we can hang out in my room." So that other girl's like, "Yeah, sure." And then I was like, "Girl, I can't do both. I can't hang out." So after we'd agreed to go to, let's call him Rob. After I'd agreed to go to Rob's room for like drinks and just to see his place and kick it and stuff, I wasn't willing to like also still go to the manager's room for drinks. I was like, she's like, "Oh no, like Bob's room, manager's room, is just gonna be one quick drink, with everybody. positive experience. Now she's saying all the positive experiences she's had off of drinking with the guys, being able to talk one-on-one with people, kind of feeling like the other manager was unprepared for the role and no support, and just trying to be a positive influence. And she'd had this big blow up with the manager, with the director in the past, and he actually apologized for that and stuff like that. So she had made progress, which she threw down the drain by being late. So I think she was trying to go drink with them to compensate for like the mess up that she had done, but you can't fix that, girl. You messed it up real bad. And then now she's like to this other guy, Rob, yeah, let's go. I'm like, damn, girl, like, chill. So that was our first day there. So I realized, oh, actually I'm tired, because it was like now around 9 o'clock when we were having this conversation. I realized, you know what, I'm tired. I called my husband, spoke with him on the phone, and I was like, hey, you know what, actually I'm tired. Like, and that's the thing that I was saying, to say, you wake up early and you go to bed almost the same time that you're used to at home. You really can't stay up, you can't push it that much. Like, you really be feeling tired, like sick to the stomach tired. So I was tired, and I was like, you know what, girl, I'm just gonna call it a night. Tell Rob I said I'm sorry, I'm not gonna make it. Coolies. She's done. So she's trying to live it up one more time. So she says, you know what, I'm just gonna go down to the bar and have some drinks and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'll go leave. So she goes down. She lets Rob know, hey, the other girls bails, they're sleepy, they're tired, like they're not gonna be able to join us. And they go and they drink and talk the night away until 4 a.m. So one thing I knew is that I was either gonna be talking about work with them, like we're either gonna be complaining and shitting about work, or other stuff that I just don't want to know about other people, like people's personal business. So it was just weird, and I can't believe, like, so she ended up skipping all the drinks with the managers and going to hang out with this guy. So she was actually crashing in my room because she had an early morning flight, like a 6 a.m. flight. She was crashing on my room on the couch. Do you know that this girl came back, I think maybe around 2 or 3 a.m. came back to the room at like 2 or 3 a.m. And I was like, damn, like, girl, like, you have a flight to catch. And honestly, I feel like if I wasn't there, she would have missed the flight. So fortunately, because I was also like waking up super early, around 4 a.m. or whatever, I got up. I was like, girl, I'm up, might as well wake up. I turned on the lights, I started getting ready and everything a little bit. I wasn't like super getting ready, I was on my computer editing, and then she was like, I was like, when are you getting up? Because she kept on snoozing her alarms. And then eventually she got up. She didn't even get dressed because she just wore she's got like an airport outfit, which is just one dress. She wore one dress, one jacket, got her stuff packed. She had kind of packed most of her stuff already, and then she just left. So fortunately, if you've ever been to Vegas, the highest risk you run with going to the airport and back is how long it takes you. There's always traffic. So that was my biggest concern for her, and she made it there on time. She had TSA pre, so she just walked through. But she had TSA pre, but she had a bag to check. So I kept on saying, like, having TSA pre is nothing. Like, fine, you walk through, but you have a bag you want to check. So you gotta go. As soon as she left, I got up, got dressed. I got up and took a shower and started my day and everything. So that was my experience with her. Honestly, I really like her as a co-worker. I really like her energy. I like her positivity, but I felt like she was professionally shooting herself in the foot by gaining traction with people and then losing it all. She was always trying to come across as the cool, fun girl, but the problem is you gotta be the cool, fun girl and also be the responsible girl at the same time. You can't be cool, fun, and then not responsible. As soon as I got downstairs, everybody was asking me, did she make a flight? Like, it's almost like she developed a reputation of not being punctual. This is not like an unfair judgment on her, I would say, because even at work, even though she's always punctual to come in the morning, not always, she's sometimes punctual to come in the morning. She takes long lunches, like she just vanishes during the day, and it never makes sense. She takes these long lunches at odd times. Hides in the bathroom for extended periods of time. She just does weird little things that everybody has noticed. So it's not like she's not punctual. She just comes across as generally irresponsible. So that was that. Anyway, that was that. The food, so the lunches, the food was good. I mentioned that the drinks were good. The second day was a breakout day. I got to hang out with everybody. Funny enough, Rob was in my breakout session, so we got to chit chat a little bit. So many cool, lovely people were in there. And then with the final day, it was good. The only downside that I can say about the trip was that we had to check out of our rooms in the morning at like 8 a.m. Check out of our rooms or pay for late checkout, which I was willing to pay for anything. Check out of our rooms at 8 a.m. On the Friday that we're leaving, but our flights were not until 11